Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. We've done it again, we've survived the whole week. My name is Nick and thank you for joining me, thank you for looking at the channel. Now you might have noticed that this week a rather different video went up. No, I haven't gone mad. I like to surprise you sometimes. I put up a random dance video which seemed to go down rather well. It didn't go viral or anything, didn't make me millions and billions of pounds. I didn't monetize it on purpose because monetizing it would have been problematic, I think. But it was a good fun video and hopefully it's lifted your spirits going into the weekend. So thank you for watching the videos this week that we put up. Rather a lot of content has gone up and it's sort of like competing with each other. Have noticed on Monday where I put up a Mega Drive game, Wolf Child it was this time, because we had the live stream that went up at 6, which we pushed to 2 hours long. Wolf Child I think got less love, and that seems to be the problem. The pre-recorded stuff seems to be competing with the recorded stuff. So yes, anyway, as long as it's getting watched, I don't mind. It's all about easing the stress really and trying taking this channel somewhere, because I think it's got the strength to go somewhere. Excellent. So that was the dance video. If you haven't checked it out already, it's not retro gaming by any means. Well, it is sort of. So if you haven't checked it out already, please do so. It's there to ease stress. And I was dancing to a song which wasn't a released hit or anything. It was game music from Kid Chaos, which is a rather cool platformer, which was aimed at trying to be a contender against Sonic the Hedgehog on the Commodore Amiga. So check out that review, and it was quite good fun, and I busted some moves and took a few people by surprise. So yes, so thank you for the love shown on that. If you want to share it, that's absolutely fine. There's a comment saying you should go on Britain's Got Talent. Well, you know, I don't know. I'd rather try and do stand-up comedy, to be honest, than try and weave that in. But whether that'll fall flat on its face, or it might be okay. It might be okay. I've got lots of great jokes. I can always go back to my Velcro joke. I bought a load of Velcro the other day. What a rip-off. Anyway, some jokes need canned laughter, really. So I'm just rambling again, as I tend to do. Generally on these vlogs, we look at some of the news that's going on, or I just talk endlessly. So first of all, I will talk about the live streams that we touched on there. Now I'm slowly getting the hang of it, although quite often there's at least one or two technical problems that I sort out during that sort of point. So thank you for the people that have watched those. More people have started off watching those than I thought was going to, so it's got off to a good start, so we will continue doing that. I did document in there, and I have said since, that my internet speed isn't great, so we've been uploading at 360p. I've been watching them back. The sound's sort of like okay, and it's okay on a small screen with ZX Spectrum stuff like 8 we can get away with it. If you blow it up onto a massive plasma TV, then suddenly it starts to get a bit blurry. So thank you there. So it will be just ZX Spectrum at the moment. I am possibly looking at bringing in the Atari 2600 because I downloaded an emulator there, so we'll see if that actually works. Initially on the test we was doing for 1 hour, but now we might push it and try and do, well, I have been doing it. Monday and Tuesday we went for 2 hours. Monday seemed to be a lot more activity than Tuesday. Maybe people want a few days gap in between the two. I don't know. Let me know. But you know, some people wanted them to go longer. I'm not sure I can go for longer than 2 hours. But yeah, the last one we played with it was okay. I mean, initially I had trouble at the start connecting in, but the last one I was in straight away, and the joystick driver went wrong during the stream. These are all archived if you want to watch them, and I think it was in Robocop in particular. I had trouble with a poke before, and it stopped going right, and I wondered what was going on in the game. But what had happened is the joystick's okay. I thought it had broken, but it's okay. Like a driver had gone, and of course, when you're live streaming, you can't reboot your computer to fix a driver because the live stream will automatically end. Now, as a sort of like fail-safe as well, I didn't know you could do this, but I managed to do it. I've configured my PlayStation controller as well, so that I can now use that on a Spectrum game or there, which is a bit odd using a PlayStation controller on that. But it's good as backup. I would prefer to use the keys. So before I live stream these games, I put to practice what the keys are beforehand. So there will be a live stream on Monday if you want to get involved there. It's all about live interaction, which I like. And also I've noticed as well, A lot of people were talking amongst themselves there, and that's ideally what I wanted, a bit of community spirit as well, which is great because it's all about easing stress, coming together, and the more people that are involved, the better. So thank you for getting involved there. As I say, I did try a test one myself doing Commodore Amiga, and it's just a little bit too blurry. If I get more revenue coming in from different streams, and possibly I might upgrade the internet. The problem is if I upgrade now and then the activity drops, I'm in a bit of a problem. So it already is quite tight there. But don't worry yourself, I can still feed myself and all those sort of things. So I recently downloaded an Atari 2600 emulator. We don't... it's called Stella. I don't tend to review Atari 2600. That predates the ZX Spectrum. And when I put the videos up before of the Atari 2600, it weren't through an emulator, it was from a web-based thing, and I did a screen capture. Now looking at those compared to that, the web-based thing, it wasn't true as the game actually played on the actual machine, which I didn't know at the time because I never owned a 2600. That's a disadvantage if you review a system that you never owned, where I reviewed a ZX Spectrum and a Commodore Amiga, and I couldn't immediately tell. So I might go over a revisit there, capture the actual emulation, which works more about the actual system. Some are quite close, but I wouldn't mind having a look at Enduro and things like that, and if I can get that working, of course, I might bring that forward in the live stream, because 360p for Atari 2600, that's okay, isn't it? That's okay, that's survivable. Probably do a test for an hour as opposed to 2 hours and see how that one goes. Now, talking of the live streams as well, it's all about me surviving and get the revenue streams in. There was activated in that something called a Super Chat, which when I was testing it, that was all quite quiet. I didn't know if it worked. And then someone, all of a sudden, I was doing the I'd forgotten about it, to be honest with you. I was doing the stream, and all of a sudden it flashed up £2 in the chat, and I thought, oh my god, what's that? And a subscriber called Torgo got the boat running, and that was absolutely fantastic. I love seeing that, and it really upped my spirits. Then a few other people donated as well, and that was absolutely fantastic. So thank you. I will give you a shout a bit later on when I do the membership shout outs, because you absolutely deserve it. And people that have got me a coffee through Ko-Fi as well. It's like a virtual coffee. Thank you as well. There was one following the dance video, so thank you there. So it's coming in on different avenues. It's dripping in, but hopefully it lifts a little bit, and it's just, you know, me trying to do varied videos and keeping the thing going. So what else would I want to say? I will come to the shout outs now. So if you're unaware, there is memberships on the channel. And before I say this, as I always say this, don't worry. Everyone's on a different budget, but the videos will continue going up on the channel for absolutely free. So don't worry yourself there. It's never going to be a wall so you can't see the videos, because I want to ease as much stress to as much people as I possibly can. Just memberships gives you a way of supporting the channel, helping it grow, helping me continue, and repairing things as they go wrong, essentially. It's like general wear and tear. There's 3 membership tiers. If you're on the second tier, then obviously you'll get a shout out in a video like this. Hopefully it gets to a point where I haven't got time to do the amount of people that do it, but at the moment it's quite a low number, so I'm really grateful to you that have done that as well. So the people on the second tier, it was called Riding the Fun Train, is Graham Vedke, so thank you very much. There's been a few new people since last week, so thank you. Pum Pum Reader, you're going to get another mention in a minute, always very active on Twitter and in the comment section as well. Good chap Stuart Clegg, I mentioned in all of these vlogs. Jason Holmes, another good chap I have communications with, as well as Andrew Gibson, and also Tom as well, whose name's different from his actual channel. Now I will mention this as well, because as I say, I am blessed by the money that's coming through Super Chat, so long may that continue. I try and make that as entertaining as possible. I was a bit worried about the 360p, but people seem to think it was okay, and it works as a bit of a therapy session, I think, ease stress, particularly on a Monday, which isn't the best day of the week, is it, to try and get through. So a Super Chat as well. Thank you, Paul Earls, is also on the first tier of the memberships. It's only $1.99, so as I say, if you're in employment and you won't miss that, then that would be grateful. That would help me. But as I say, if it's going to put you in a financial problem, don't worry about it at all. Rather you be safe and okay. So Paul Earls has donated with the super chats there in the live stream, so thank you very much there, as well as How to Retro, good channel, Chono Baggy, and also, as I said before, Torgo 1970 who got the thing started in the first place. Pum Pum Reader, I think you did as well, and you was the first person, which took me by surprise, to send a sticker in the super chat. It was called a super sticker. Well, that took me by surprise as well, so I never knew that was going to come up. So thank you all there. As I say, I hope you've been liking the videos going up in the week. Didn't used to be any weekly videos apart from the Mondays ones. There was Wolfchild on the Mega Drive, so have a look at that one if you haven't already. It's a game I was more familiar on the Commodore Amiga, then come out on the Mega Drive a bit later on. But it plays roughly the same. I was left wandering around by level 2, but you come and expect that by now, don't you? It's Magenta Jim, which is a really good homebrew, doing a homebrew every Wednesday. That was a 48K. I believe there's a 128K version now, if you want to track that one down. And also the classic Sabre Wharf by Ultimate in the early 80s. Where you wander around the jungle, it's very, very difficult, and I think I'd only ever complete it if I had a cheat on. So I haven't got much news for you outside of that. The only big sort of like gaming news, I mean, we mentioned last week the Game Gear Micro, which is going to come out to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Sega, which is a ridiculous device where it's like the Game Gear, it's scaled down on a screen of 1.5 inches, which is absolutely stupid. But the main news this week, it's more like modern gaming this, which you might already be aware of, the PlayStation 5. It's been rumoured for quite some time what this thing's going to look like, but at the Sony's Future of Gaming event, they did do a teaser of what this thing's going to look like. It's going to be released PlayStation 5 come Christmas. There's a few games that are going to come with it, including GTA 5, so I don't know what that's going to look like on next-gen consoles. It's already looking quite spiffing at the moment, and Gran Turismo 7. It's a rather odd design compared to the PlayStation's other designs, like the PlayStation 4 come out in 2013, so there's been a 7 years gap. It's like white and black, and it looks a little bit unusual, which you're not used to. And it's had a bit of a kickback. Some people liking it, some people hating it. You're always supposed to be a bit wary if you sort of like really rip into new technology, because it is new technology, and history shows us that what looks weird now will look pretty cool in a few years' time, and it was the right direction to go in. Yeah, like a penny farthing and a big back wheel first of all and a small front wheel. I bet when someone released a bike with two similar wheels, people said it looked stupid as well. So yeah, that's very interesting. It's a black and white design. It's going to be a bit pricey. They haven't announced the price so far, but they're predicting it's going to be about £449. That's UK, or US dollars 499. That's a lot more expensive than the other consoles, and it's going to be in competition at Christmas with the Xbox Series X. So there's been a competition there to see what happens. But I think going forward, there's going to be a few games that are cross-platform. So you are going to get a modern-day console, or are you just purely into retro? I mainly play retro games, and that's what the channel was about. I sometimes jump into PS4. My PS4 was a previous donation to the channel because I couldn't afford it myself, so I was always grateful there. I haven't got too many games, but I just play a lot of pinball on that and so forth. So the PlayStation 5, retro gaming wise, the only sort of other one I can think of, apart from the Game Gear Micro, which is a bit of an on-off sort of like story, is the Atari VCS. You might have followed it on it's a Kickstarter. You might have followed it on the Indiegogo site, Atari VCS, and yeah, they don't give too much information away. It's really been dragging and dragging. Originally, it was called the Atari box, which I can make out is a PC that runs the Windows operating system. So it's not really a console. It's not really a PC, and it can access games via Steam. Which you can with a PC anyway, so not quite sure what this is aimed at, but it will have the Atari branding on it, and the only thing that matters at the end of the day is the people that backed it rather than anyone's thinking. So it's really easy to rip into that Atari VCS because the people running it have given ample opportunity and material for people to rip into it. But they've gone into production about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and again, you'd think after production you'd get more and more updates of what's going on. They're saying it's been delayed due to the coronavirus, COVID. Well, fair enough, but still the updates are really slow. So Be interested to see when they get that system. Originally it was scheduled, it was released 2 years ago, but they pulled it one day before release. Then it was supposed to be out in December at the end of the year and got delayed again. And they said it's to be out in weeks, not months, and now we're in June. So watch this space. Hope it comes good for people. I hope it's a good system and they like it. But I think it's hardly going to set the gaming world on fire, especially if it comes out a similar time to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox. It's just purely for people that are really, really into Atari, and you know, well done them. As long as they're happy, that is absolutely fine. So there we go. So videos will be going up on Saturday as normal. As I say before, it's all about easing stress, and also it's about involving you as well. That's why I'm liking the live stream. So you will notice I will answer as many comments as I possibly can, whether it be on YouTube or on Twitter and all those sort of things. So there's nothing worse than doing a comment. I don't know if you've done it before on YouTube and it just lays there and unanswered as if no one's actually seen it. Because interaction eases stress, and that's where the fun gets involved, and you feel involved and you feel actually part of it. So as I say, I want to get you involved, and that was pretty much why I did the dancing video as well. It was a bit of a risk putting that up. You never know how it's going to go down. You always will collect a few trolls when you do that sort of thing, but I was ready for that. So yes, 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 yes. So yeah, I'm enjoying doing these vlogs. They were gone for quite some time, but they are back again. So PlayStation 5. I've done your shout out, so thank you there, but I appreciate to everyone on that bottom tier. So everyone, if I haven't mentioned you, I am still grateful. There's a guy called Al bought me a coffee after the dancing things. That was good via Ko-Fi. And yes, so thank you for watching this again. Running a successful channel is all about how you deal with the technical problems that come up. There is a lot of content now on the channel, so I think if I ever get to a point where a video goes viral, I'll get them in, the content is there, and I think it'll really pick up. So it's basically a bit like Buckaroo. So as soon as the thing bucks, we're there. So thank you again for watching it. Can't thank you enough. I say thank you quite a lot, but I really, really mean it. Until next time, have a great weekend. There will be videos there. And take care of yourself, and have very fun. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And Jenkin.